Welcome to another podcast of Explore Grant County. It's great to have everyone tuned in for today. I have Johnathan Mallow here with me, and he is a senior this year at Petersburg High School, the class of 22. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good. I'm glad you could come. I hear that you're kind of just a little bit of a baseball player.
Just a little bit. It's only been my whole life.
Yeah, you've been playing since T-ball, and this year is your senior year of baseball for the Vikings. So how does it feel to be a senior and it to be your last year, unfortunately, of playing at the high school level?
It's a real surreal feeling, seeing as like COVID knocked out my sophomore year. So it feels like I haven't even been in the classroom that long. It feels like I should only be a junior. And to think that I'm just going to be let out into the real world in less than like 2 months now.
That's scary.
We'll see how it all goes. Hopefully it all works out, but it's a really surreal feeling. It's a very awkward feeling because obviously I didn't get all 4 years, so I feel like I'm being cut off.
So, and I just kind of thought of this. What does that do for the college recruiters? Because you actually have one less year of being able to judge a prospect. I never even thought of that, really.
Yeah, it was a very rough and long process. We had like 15 tournaments scheduled my sophomore summer. We ended up going to like 3 because of everything getting canceled, and I really didn't get any looks there. And my junior year is really where everything fell into place because I put on a little bit of size and showed out at the right time in front of the right people and got my opportunities there.
That's good. So with the high school baseball team, was it kind of just like a kind of a letdown for you guys? It's like you've been playing, you've been practicing, COVID hits, and there's no games.
Yeah, it was definitely a letdown. I think our sophomore season would have been just as good as last year, which obviously we ended up making to the sectional championship. And I think this year we'll have a really good chance at making it past the sectional championship this year. We got a lot of arms, a lot of young talent coming up. We won't have to use as many of our bigger guys in the games that don't mean as much. So we'll have more for the games that we need to win. So hopefully that all pans out and we can, Mike and Arball and Colaw and all them can make sure we stay in line and pitch who we need to when we need to, hit when we need to, and basically just run the program to win a championship.
And I'm sorry, I didn't ask. So what position are you?
I am a shortstop / second baseman.
Okay.
So middle of the infield is where I tend to stay. I was an outfielder for a while, but I've gravitated away from that since Little League. So.
Okay. Shortstop, you're kind of the boss of the infield there a little bit.
A little bit.
Practices. How are they going? When do they start?
So far, we've had some work in the cave in town, just some practice hitting and stuff like that. Some of the guys have been getting together because we have a key. And then other than that, we've had, I believe, 3 or 4 flex days. And we have our first true practice, the 28th, which is, I believe, this upcoming Monday at 5:30. And then from there, we'll just keep practicing. We have a scrimmage on the 12th against Northern. And then our first true game of the season will be the 17th. So we'll be able to get all of our practices in. We should get somewhere in the range of like 20 or so in before the first game.
Okay, so it's like literally right around the corner, starting up next week with everything. What does your schedule look like this year with how it shapes out as far as who you're playing, and...
It's a pretty packed year for us. We have 12 home games, 14 away. First half of our season's primarily home games. The 17th is our first one. We play Tigers Valley at 6. The 7th of April is our first true test of anything against Moorfield for the first time because we're the 2 powerhouses of our conference or area that we play through. And then the 15th, we have a tournament. It's the Legends Tournament. Basically, just a couple of the high school coaches from around the area decided that we'd play a small tournament. It's being held in Kaiser this year, but it's basically in remembrance of some of the legendary coaches that our coaches played under whenever they were in high school and stuff like that. Senior night is May 2nd, and then the 9th is our sectional play beginning. And then from there, hopefully we're going to be state-bound, and that'll kind of wrap up, I believe, the middle of June.
Okay, so it goes a little bit beyond if you make it to, what did you say, sectionals or states? States,
yeah.
So it can go a little bit beyond what the school calendar actually does.
Yep.
Okay. I've heard, though, some rumors going around Facebook. With Facebook, it's a great thing. That Petersburg is going to be playing in a high school baseball classic on the PNC Pirates field in April. So, being that I actually spent some time in Pittsburgh, lived in Pittsburgh, and considered myself a Pirates fan, tell you how old I am. I lived there when they were actually able to win the World Series, and now they barely even sniff the playoffs. But tell me a little bit about that, what it's going to be like.
It's going to be an insane feeling. It's a once-in-a-lifetime experience. It is on April the 23rd. The game time for right now is 2:30 p.m., and we'll be playing Kaiser. We've just been trying to sell tickets, raise some money to kind of promote it, and the tickets for the game are for the Yankees versus Pirates, and that, I believe, is July 5th at PNC Park, and the tickets are $25 a piece, and you can go online. There'll be some flyers like this one around town that basically you'll just go up to.
And I'll let everyone know that we will post this flyer in the comments section, and then you're going to tell about a QR code for people that don't know.
Yeah, so you've got the little QR code, in the middle here, and you'll basically just go up to it, pull your camera out, you'll hover over the QR code, and a little thing will pop up on the bottom of it, and it'll bring you straight to where you can buy the tickets for the game. And it shows two different sections and the number of seats that are available and, of course, the pricing of everything.
Okay, so what is it like? Like, what are your feelings to be able to, like, play in a big league stadium? I mean...
It's crazy. I mean, obviously, any young athlete who really has a passion for a sport, they always dream of playing at the professional level. And for you to be able to get onto a field to begin with, whether you're playing a game or you just go to a game, it's very, very hard. But for us to just be able to play a high school game on this field in front of whoever wants to go there, there's multiple other high schools that are playing there, which you don't even have to pay a gate fee to get in there, so it's hard to tell who's just going to show up. So you don't know who's there. It really is a crazy feeling, because obviously everybody dreams of playing. If you want to play professional football, you dream of playing in the Super Bowl in some huge stadium. Same thing with basketball or with baseball or anything like that. You just dream of playing in the biggest stage that you can, and this is one of those places.
It's a gorgeous stadium. I remember when it was built. I went there, short story, went there the very first year that it was open. Went to a game there. My dad had a heart attack the very next day.
Oh.
Yeah. And that's how I always remember that. But PNC, it's a beautiful park. Is this kind of just like, is it a fundraiser that's part of this, or it's just something special that they're doing? Like, how does buying the tickets to the Yankee game, then how does that like tie in with this?
I'm not completely certain on that. I believe some of the money comes to us, and then some of the money goes back to the Pirates as obviously allowing us to play this big game on this field, as far as taking time away from potential practices and stuff like that they may be trying to hold for their own ball club, because you got to remember this is a professional ball team. They have their own schedules, so it's really interesting on how they were able to fit us into the schedule to play these games.
Yeah, because that would be around their spring training time, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it'd be a little bit of spring training, and they might start to come back and be like running things through their own facilities there as well.
Okay. So some other fundraisers that are going on?
There are some raffle tickets that you can buy at the Central Tie up by the hospital in Petersburg. We're selling off like some tree stands. I know we've got a West Virginia themed fire pit, a crossbow, and there's actually a grill, which I think the tickets for that grill are almost sold out last time I heard. So if you want to get your hands on that, you better get up there quick and get it. They're $10 a ticket, and one ticket is one entry. You can get as many as you want. And then the drawings, there's no set date for the drawings. It's just whenever. So say the grill runs out before the tree stand, we'll just raffle off the grill once we're out of tickets, and then we'll move on to the next.
On to the next one. Okay, that's kind of all great stuff from the Petersburg High School team this year. I do want to thank you for coming in, spending some time with me.
No problem.
It's really exciting to be able to interview all different types of people. Right now, it's like I've been doing a lot of school stuff. I interviewed Mitch Webster yesterday and have been working on some superintendents and things like that. So it's cool to have a student. And the second half of this interview, we are going to have one of your coaches.
Yep.
So that's going to be cool. He's going to tell us about some new things that are going on. So I do thank you for some time to spend with me, and want to congratulate you because you're going to go play college ball somewhere, aren't you?
I am. I'm going to Millersville University, which is up in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. They're currently the 12th ranked Division II school on the East Coast and 25th nationally. So that's big shoes to fill. A lot of fifth-year seniors that are getting out of there that I'll have opportunities. So just got to work at it and not mess it up when I get the shot.
And I bet you this is kind of nerve-wracking for your parents, right?
Oh, yeah. It's not too bad because Mom has some family close to there, but Dad's definitely a little bit out of his comfort zone. He's definitely been more eager to get me to do things as far as like lifting and stuff like that. If I miss a day, he's on me. He wants the best for me, and he's just really nervous that I'm going to go off to college and mess it up. And I told him, I was like, I don't do anything with my life here. Why would I do anything different there? Just play baseball and go to school.
There you go.
That's all I need.
Okay, Johnathan, thank you very much. I really do appreciate it. And for right now, we will take a break. Coming up, we will be interviewing one of your coaches. I'm excited about that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, we're back at it. Stepping in for Johnathan now is Coach Ryan Colaw. How are you doing?
Pretty good. How are you doing, JR?
I'm doing great. Glad that you can spend some time with us. Johnathan did a great job answering all his tough questions.
That's good. Yeah. He's a good kid. He's a good kid.
And so now we're going to hit you with some tough probing questions.
I think I can handle it.
You played baseball?
Yep.
How many times did you strike out?
More times than I remember. I can tell you that much.
See the tough questions. What was your batting average?
Oh gosh, in high school probably somewhere around 350 or around that area, and in college probably about the same.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah.
But
okay, those weren't even on there. I just had to pick on you a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. No.
But you're a 2014 graduate?
Yep. Graduated Petersburg High School in 2014. Then been bouncing around a couple of different colleges. Played at a junior college level for 2 years. Jumped into the regular traditional college student life in Morgantown for a year, and then I was like, you know what? I only have 2 more years left, so I might as well do what I like doing. So jumped back into the game at Glenville State College to finish up my playing career, and then I graduated from Glenville with a bachelor's of education and elementary ed and middle school math, and now I'm here.
Good.
So,
good. Position that you played?
Started off in high school with third and first base, and kind of continued there in college, both third and first. So corner infield, but
yeah. So I like baseball. The thinking man's game.
Yeah, it definitely is more more mental than physical, absolutely. But there is definitely some physical ability needed, but definitely a lot more mental than physical. So
yeah, I mean, yeah, it's so physical when you have to stand out in the outfield and wait for a ball to be hit.
yeah. Well, see, that's why I was in the infield, because I couldn't get there the quickest. So they put me on the infield. I was good to go there, shorter distances. But no, it's a good game, man. And it's the thing about baseball is it's an option or an availability for you to meet so many people. Many of my friends that I have I still talk to some kids from high school, of course, but some of my best friends I have in life are from college, meeting them all around the world. So there's so many opportunities you have with baseball, so it's nice.
And I think it's kind of cool that some of our kids hopefully get that chance to play PNC Park. That's going to be
that would be. I mean, we didn't. Unfortunately for us, we didn't have that luxury to get that, but I mean, that's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, so these kids are blessed with that. That's awesome. Yeah, big shout-out to Coach Landis for setting that up.
Yeah, that's excellent for them. They will remember that.
Yeah, oh my
always.
gosh.
I mean, so what does it feel like being back here after kind of being away for 8 years?
Right, yeah. I mean, it's I don't know. I was kind of, again, like I said, I bounced around a little bit after college. I was in Buchanan, Upshur. Kind of taught there and did some coaching there too with baseball, but I don't know. It's nice to be home. giving back to these kids where I played, it definitely means a little bit more to me than anything else. But I've enjoyed it. I mean, it's been a blessing for me to be home and to support these kids. How maybe that whenever I was playing, I didn't have a younger adult figure in my coaching on our staff, so it was kind of maybe that different perspective might help out a little bit, or maybe it hurt. I don't know, but at least maybe more relatable to the kids than someone who's a little bit older. But so I'm excited. But
it's good. So what's your role with the team this year?
So basically, and I think maybe we're going to talk about a little bit more too. I'm going to be actually the head coach for the middle school baseball team. And that's a whole nother topic we'll get into, I'm sure. But my original plan was just to help Mike out just as an assistant. But there was this, and again, we'll get into it, the middle school program. So he kind of, said, this would be something that you should probably try to apply for and see. And sure enough, that's what I'm going to be doing this spring. So.
Well, since you brought it up, let's get into it. So middle school baseball is going to be a thing now. Yeah,
it's and the cool thing about this is it's sanctioned by the WVSSAC.
Okay.
So it's everything with this is official. We'll play other middle schools in the state. I don't think they have any type of playoff yet developed or anything like that, but they're giving us 18-game season.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I think we just worked on the schedule. I think I have 16 games on the schedule.
Okay.
I think we go Elkins, Tucker County, Tigers Valley, Pendleton County, Buchanan, Upshur has this team. I mean, it's growing. I think last year there was maybe 6 to 8 teams. Now there's about 10 to 12 teams doing it. So it's hopefully something that will continue to grow and be an option for these kids to have.
So does this kind of take the place of like an older Little League type thing? I would guess. I don't know what age you stop playing Little League.
Right. Yeah. So typically, like your Little League, it runs from, T-ball and minor league run up to age 12, or Little League runs from like 9 to 12.
Okay.
After that, what I played was Junior League or Babe Ruth. For the middle school range from 7th to 8th grade, where we're 13, 14 years old.
Okay.
But now with this, it kind of will. I think it'll be better maybe for these kids to do because it's through the school, and with Little League it's kind of hard. I think each year it kind of like dwindles down, and there's just less numbers to play. And again too with middle school, now you're playing with kids in your own school, where in 1 or 2 years you're going to be playing with them on your high school team. So hopefully we can try to build some continuity between these kids now early. Maybe instead of as freshmen, now we're catching them at 7th grade, maybe even 6th grade, and starting to build that continuity with those kids and see what happens as they get older. So it's really exciting.
And does that start this year?
Yeah.
Have they already signed up, or can they sign up now? Or?
Yeah. So basically, what happened is we've had meetings at the school at Petersburg High School for 7th and 8th grade students. We're having tryouts. They're February 28th, the same day for baseball. It's just a spring sport now. And the thing with it's a little bit tricky with playing, because now you have kids who like to play that Little League or Junior League. They still can, or travel ball is another big thing too they play. But now with this sanctioned sport with the WVSSAC, these kids can't do another sport while they're playing in season with middle school baseball.
Gotcha.
So they can practice up till the first day of our game. But after the day of our first game, those kids will now have to play just strictly with middle school until the end of our season, and then they can jump right back into that their travel ball setting, and maybe even Little League too. I think their Little League, I think it starts sometime in mid-April. So I still think if you have kids that do, I don't even know if they do Junior League anymore, but they can still play. They would just have to be late getting there until after our season's complete. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's going to be good to, I guess you're getting to develop with your team that you could be playing with now instead of just through high school earlier and the whole way up. And that builds a tight camaraderie amongst the students and players.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's a big thing too. And I'm not trying to knock anything from travel ball, because you're not going to get much better competition when you go play travel ball, but not every family can afford to go spend hundreds or thousands of dollars even to go play travel ball. So this will be good too for maybe every other kid that's not having that opportunity. At least they're going to now have this opportunity to come trial for a middle school team, to where, like you said, now I'm catching these kids at 7th grade, and then maybe some mistakes that Coach Landis has to fix at freshman, maybe he won't have to fix those mistakes now. So they'll kind of have these expectations and things like that, to where if we can catch that earlier, it's going to save Coach Landis, it'll allow him to do more coaching, and then instead of correcting of mistakes and things like that. So
that's good. I think it'll be exciting for them. So is there anything that's kind of big happening this year? I hear some rumblings around town of, I don't want to, maybe a building or something.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So we can get into that. Yeah. So basically what there's going to be is hopefully an indoor facility being built. I think we've done fundraising and we've collected some donations for that. And it's going to be, I think, somewhere out behind left field fence in the there's a grass area between the baseball field and the student parking lot. And it's going to be like 50 feet by 110 feet. So the dimensions are pretty big. Supposedly it'll be like a clubhouse environment for the kids, also along with batting cages, like a locker room, coach's office, just a place where kids can go. And, if we have bad weather, we're not upstairs in the old gym, or if softball and baseball is going at the same time, then maybe we can use this facility instead of being crammed in a gym or something like that, to where, we have more options for practice, and, instead of being tucked away. But it's going to be, hopefully, I think the goal is to have it up next year.
Oh, okay.
So I don't think it's going to be done this year, but definitely it should be available for a season next year, and it'll be a great resource for our student athletes.
Okay.
So
that'll be nice.
Yeah.
And I remember the old days. You go to the gym and you try to hit, and
balls in the bleachers.
Yeah.
And, yep. It's a lot of chaos up in the gym, and that's one thing I've learned with, because I'm sure but help coach our varsity basketball team, and the kids really struggle with chaos. And so if we can, when there's so many distractions and things like that in the gym, people coming in and out, that can be an area exclusively just for us or softball or whoever's there at the time of practice, and they can get to work, and, there's no distractions, which would be super for the kids.
Yeah. That'll be great.
Yeah.
That'll be great. Excuse me. So one thing I missed about the middle school baseball is something about the uniforms.
Yeah, so that's another thing too. We actually dug those out sometime last week. I think these are uniforms actually that I think I might have actually worn a couple of these uniforms when I was a freshman playing on JV. I think these uniforms are a little bit, they're not like the most flashiest, but it's kind of like a touch with the past of Petersburg baseball. So
almost like
neat.
a throwback jersey,
Right.
if you will.
Yeah, and I should have brought one maybe to display, but it's just like a red trim Viking with the Viking name across the chest. But it's definitely kind of cool, and maybe hopefully these kids appreciate maybe kind of where they came from, and we can give them a little bit of background. But yeah, I think these uniforms are probably just the jersey top is probably 15, 20 years old or so.
Oh, wow.
So it's kind of neat, and they're still in really good condition. It's not like there are holes in them and things like that. I mean, they're pretty good condition. I washed them up a couple of days ago, and they're ready to go. But maybe a little big for some of these middle school kids, but we'll make do. So
It'd be kind of cool if an older brother or something like that wore the same jersey or something at the time.
Mom have to get back in the photo albums and see maybe, but that's pretty neat.
So thank you for spending time. Is there anything that you want to push? Do you want to invite kids or anything you want to say? We'll let the floor open for you to.
Yeah, absolutely. So basically, one other thing too with this building I forgot to touch on. Our archery, there's an archery program. It's relatively new here at our high school and middle school.
But they're pretty good though, from what I've heard, aren't they?
I've seen some. We've had some, like, really, when they go play and do tournaments. I mean, I've seen kids get first, second. I mean, placing out of like thousands of kids shooters. So I mean, like, it's, even though it's first or second year, I think it may be second year, maybe third year. I might be wrong, but I think that they're really competing well.
Yeah,
so.
they're legit from what I hear.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So, but there'll be a portion of this room or this building where those kids will be able to get in there and shoot in the wintertime. Because I think now they're maybe at Maysville or they're kind of bouncing around too as well. So I think now they've also helped with fundraising for this. And they're going to be able to get in that facility and use that as like a practice for them too. So another benefit for our student athletes at Petersburg High School.
And that is great for the kids just to have that, that extra building, hopefully a leg up on some of the competition that might be doing like Petersburg has in the years past and doing in the gymnasium or something, having a dedicated area.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's just, that's the thing. Like it's good to have all these programs and things for these kids, but the facilities is the hard part because not a lot has changed since I've been in school too. It seemed like then we were still scrambling with just being. It's just no one's fault maybe, but it's just you have kids, middle school teams and high school teams all competing for 2 gyms basically for our high school. So it's hard to get kids and facilities for these athletes, but. Now with having this building, that hopefully that'll open things up a little bit too and allow for more opportunities, which is wonderful.
Okay, perfect.
But no, I mean, other than that, I encourage all kids to come try out. Again, make sure I'll sound like your parents. Make sure you have your family ID uploaded and physical and all that taken care of. But come Monday, I think I'm not sure about a time yet, but we'll hold tryouts and hopefully keep around 15 to 16 kids. And go with that and see what happens. So I'm really hopeful that we'll have some good turnout for this.
Yeah, and I think it'll just be another added facet to Grant County schools that'll help and continue to build this area and the student athletes. And in that I consider everything from cheerleading to band, all of that helps down the road. Just being out in front of people and it's a lot of fun too. Let's be honest.
Yeah, it is. And that's where, I mean, a lot of your memories are made from this. We were joking around down at Moorfield a couple of nights ago whenever we played Moorfield for basketball. And
wait, when you beat Moorfield?
We beat Moorfield, yeah.
We have to put that in.
Yeah. And I was talking with Scott Stutler, and hopefully he doesn't mind if he sees this, but we were talking. He's like, yeah, I remember whenever you guys came down here and played us in Moorfield. And I said, yeah, I remember too, Coach. It was 69-19. So that was the final score. So sorry, Coach Stutler, for that if you see this. But, just like that. I mean, these are things that you'll remember, these kids. And hopefully having these opportunities for these kids will allow memories like that to make for them to have and to cherish. So
good. Yeah. Okay. Anything else you can think of?
I'm good. That's awesome. So thanks for having me again. Yeah. It's been awesome.
No problem.
And go Vikings.
Go Vikings. And now we'll just have to see if your views top Mitch Webster's.
Well, Superintendent Mitch Webster, he's doing a pretty good job at the Grant County School. So, I'll try my best, but no promises there. So.
Yeah, he's at 5,000 already in not even a full day.
Oh, wow. Wow. Well, I knew that was going to be a pretty hot topic for you and for him as well. So I'm glad that's getting out there and people are seeing that. So I think I just actually watched it last night. So
yeah,
that was cool.
Good. So thank you. We appreciate it.
Thank you, JR.
Thank you. Thanks for coming. And remember, we are also on YouTube and Facebook. It's Explore Grant County, and the Rumble account is up and running. Just no videos yet, but that will be another way to watch all of these videos. So thank you for tuning in.